Hey everybody, welcome to the Hamakua Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany and today we are making pizza dough. Today's pizza dough is made out of sourdough discard. Sourdough discard is what you take out each day when you feed your sourdough. Yes, it is active good starter that you could turn into its own starter by itself, or you can go ahead and just use it in a recipe. One thing that you do need to remember when you are picking out your recipe, make sure it says whether or not you're supposed to be using active bubbly starter or discard. It will change the recipe. For today's recipe, I got this off of littlespoonfarm.com. I will link it down below for you guys. The first step is very easy. We're just gonna go ahead and mix all of our ingredients into one big bowl. I'm doing a double recipe today, so what you're seeing is double what I'm saying. Into your large bowl, go ahead and add half a cup of sourdough discard, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and your flour. According to this recipe, we're supposed to use 2 different types of flour. I only have access to one at the moment, so that's what we did. The recipe says to use 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon of whole wheat flour and 3 3/4 cups all-purpose flour. I ended up using roughly 8 cups of all-purpose flour. And then go ahead and add 1 1/3 cup water plus 2 tablespoons. Mix this all together really nicely, and you can go ahead and set it to ferment overnight at room temperature, or in my case what I did is I just let it set out at room temperature all day long. This is after it has been fermenting for about 6 hours. We have lots of bubbles. You can tell that it is definitely fermenting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it for another 2 hours or so, and then we will roll out our pizzas. Then after you're done with your ferment, whether you chose to do it overnight or all day long, you're gonna go ahead and perform a series of stretch and folds. Stretch and folds is basically where you take the outer edge of the dough and fold it up, over, and on top of itself. Turn the bowl about 1/4 of the way, grab the bottom, stretch it over top. Do this 4 times so your bowl has made a complete circle. If you use these measurements, you should end up with 4 12-inch pie crusts. But if you're anything like me and you wanted to make extra, this dough is supposed to freeze very well. That way you will have more pizza crust for later. At this point, you can go ahead and leave your pizza dough out and make pizza with it. Or you can put it into the fridge and leave it in there for up to 36 hours for a cold bulk ferment. I'm not doing that with our recipe today. I'm gonna go ahead and use it tonight. But if you chose to go with the bulk cold ferment, go ahead and when you're ready, take your dough out of your refrigerator, leave it set on your countertop for about 30 minutes to let it come back up to room temperature. And now, regardless of which way you decided to take your dough, now it's time to bake. Divide the dough into 4 equal pieces on a generously floured work surface. Shape each portion into a ball. Cover them with a tea towel and let them rest for 30 minutes. So from here, the instructions are for using a cast iron to finish off your pizza. Like I said, I will have this recipe linked down below so you guys can see those instructions, but I'm gonna be a rebel and today I'm not gonna use a cast iron. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing today. So I decided to go ahead and put it in this one because of its shape, honestly. And I'm just not sure what to expect since it's my first time doing this. So what we ended up doing over here is 2 personal size pizzas, 1 larger, which is half of the recipe that I showed you, or that I shared with you guys, and then the other half of my double recipe I put in the freezer. Don't come after me for my selection of cheese. I was not prepared for this. I was just prepared to try out this dough and see what happens. I know it's not proper, I know it. I did manage to find some mozzarella in the fridge. I'm gonna throw this into the oven. It is preheated to 450 degrees. I'm gonna start off at 5 minutes and see where we're at. My body does not necessarily enjoy pizza or bread of any sort. However, this is sourdough, and for the sake of this video, here's your taste test. It's very bready bread, for sure. It could be cooked a little longer. It's very good. The flavor is amazing. I think next time we will try the cast iron part though. I think that would help. It's a little bit like a doughy pizza for sure, but it's really good. I like it. If you're looking for more of a crispy crust, I would definitely go with the instructions that are linked down below for the original way to do this, in the cast iron on the stovetop, and then put it into the oven on broil real quick. That's gonna get you a crunchier pizza. That's gonna do it for today, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Hamakua Homestead. I'll see you again soon.